You've eaten Gotham's wealth, its spirit, but your feast is nearly over.
This isn't a blood hole. It's an operating table. And I'm the surgeon. Why aren't you laughing?
From this moment on, none of you are safe.
Welcome to the Batman Book Club, a podcast exploring the Dark Knight Library. I'm your host, Ryan Lauer. The Batman Book Club is a proud member of the Batman Podcast Network, hosted by Batman on Film. Just go to batmanonfilm.com, click on podcasts, and you'll find the Batman Podcast Network. That has a whole list of other Bat-related shows. It also likes to dive into other nerdy subjects that all of us love to frolic about in our free time. My guest slash co-host here, shaking his head in agreement. Nodding his head in agreement. He's like, yes, that's true. Batman Book Club is also on Patreon. So if you want to help support the show, just go to patreon.com/thebatmanbc. Thank you for listening to episode 251. This is not a Joker episode, as has the previous three of this month been. No, this one is our usual. It's a wrap-up, telling you about the new comics of Batman that came out this month, as well as what's showing up on DC Universe Infinite Ultra next month. Joining me, as always, the frolicker himself, our favorite Italian in these here parts, Peter R. Verra. Peter, hello.
Lauer, hello. I've been very busy this month, so apologies, but you're still doing this Joker thing.
Yeah, you were a part of it.
I know, but I don't have a concept of time anymore. So
okay. I mean, it does seem like it was a long time ago that you and I recorded about Lovers and Madmen.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like 2.5
It was
weeks
the
ago.
one thing we did like in advance.
Yeah.
When we originally planned.
That's true. As fast
so-
as time moves, it also is crazy because I'm sitting exact same spot, same time of day, and it feels like you and I just did this for a Joker story that I don't know. I did have some people message and say they hadn't heard of it before, read it, and did
Of course they
appreciate it for what
did.
it is.
Of course they never heard of it.
So mission accomplished on our end, right?
I guess. I don't know if I want people to know of it. But yeah, it's weird talking about a book you're not fond of. But yeah, to be honest, I honestly feel like we recorded that 2 months ago. That's why I asked. Like it just, I've recorded a lot. I feel like a lot of podcasts, even though some people say I don't record enough podcasts. So
I don't know what that means.
Oh,
Okay. Oh boy, they're out there, huh? They're out there. Oh boy, let me tell you what.
Riddly diddly. My concept of time is so far off these days.
Yeah, Joker month is over. Well, so there you go, Pete. Joker month is over. It was a good time. There were a lot of laughs shared, some stories talked about. I think even though you just said a story, talking about a book that you don't like, you did it very respectfully. It wasn't an hour of you just trashing the book. I think that we were very fair critics on it. I came out of it more positive than you did, but you still weren't like you didn't sound miserable. So I guess that's a plus, right?
I'll save that for Absolute Batman.
Well, lucky for everybody today, because they're going to get that in about 15, 20 minutes. And I think we all know where you're going with it at this point. So let's wait no longer. Let's dive into Batman comics released in September. You got a question. I cut you off.
Yeah. I was going to say, how many people do you think fast forward through my Absolute Batman part?
None, because
I think
they don't know how quick or how long it's going to be. So they do the fast forward 30 seconds mark.
You.
We might already be on to the next book, but then that's how you
true.
really trick them, because then you can go on a rant that's about 4.5 minutes about it.
Because there's been a couple times where I'm like, I'm just not talking about this.
Yeah. I definitely know of one where you're like, I'm good. that was your review. And I said, hey, fair. I think it was like issue 7 at that point or something. It's like, if you guys don't know his thoughts by now, I don't know what to tell you. He's not really hiding them. He's being kind of blunt about it.
Meanwhile, I want to get Scott Snyder to sign Nocterra #1 at Comic-Con.
There you go. Wear a Batman shirt and be like, oh, what do you think of Absolute Batman? Like, you don't want to know what I think about Absolute Batman. Let's talk about Nocterra #1.
Please don't ask.
Yeah, please don't ask. I'll talk to you about many other Batman things you have done. And I'll be like, oh, okay, well, so what do you think of Metal? And you'll be like, damn it, Last Night on Earth, damn it,
I was like,
God,
can we talk about Zero Year, please?
please. All right, so Batman in September, first Wednesday of the month. Pete, this was a big one. This is the old Dukaroo. This is a big guy right here. For only the fourth time in the character's 86-year history, we got a Batman #1. Team of
Question.
Matt Fraction and Jorge Jimenez. Yes.
How many times? It's been rebooted 4 times, but hasn't it been rebooted like 3 times within the last like 7 years?
Yeah, he
Like
held
it feels
on.
like it took a long time, but now it seems like it's joined the rotation. So many other titles.
Let me Google so I can make sure I get this. 2011.
Mm-hmm.
So we're at 72 years, one title, and then over 14 years,
Volume.
rebooted 3 times.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's
One
fine.
title, one volume.
Yeah. In which we should give a little bit of
There was something
context
special
here.
about that.
About what?
The just having like action, amazing detective, even
Yeah.
Batman, the one volume, the long, like there was something
Hmm.
special about that.
Yeah. I agree. And I do understand the, business reasons, money, all that behind it of a #1, as I'm about to mention, it's a good jumping on point. It's good for marketing and all that. But I'm with you on like that at some point, you maybe in our lives, it's Detective Comics number 2000. That's not going to happen in our lifetime. But, a Detective Comics 2130, sort of deal. It's like, yeah, that's cool that it does keep going as it always has. That's why we always call it a legacy title. But that's not it. Not this time. Um, we should talk about how there were two Batman titles going on at the same point, same time. In that the Batman, what was it, 160, the last one we talked about for Hush Part 2.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, was it 160? Okay.
Oh, don't get. Oh, yeah, I can't remember.
161.
Which is probably why they renumber.
Yeah.
Peter can't remember. He's
So
lost
we
at 160.
so we already had a point where reasons and everything I don't think are clearly out there, but it was supposed to end where the Batman title itself of the 160, I think 163 was supposed to be done in August so that
Mhm,
Batman #1 launches in September. There was a
mhm.
delay, and there was another delay, and then it seemed as if the last two parts of Hush Part 2 of Hush 2 were supposed to come out in September and October, doing an overlap of Batman #1 and Batman #2. So you've got two Batman titles of the legacy title going on at the same time. Okay, sure, whatever. Well, we did find out this month that Batman 162, the last I saw it, was supposed to be delayed until January. So,
Wow.
uh,
All right, there you
yeah, well, okay. So stay tuned for a nice long gap of the Hush 2 Part 1
go. It just kills all the
chapters
momentum for that
5
book
and
here.
6 is to be determined. There's going to be like a 4-month gap or something, and then we don't know when Hush 2 Part 2 chapters 1 through 6 are coming down. We have no idea. So I agree. As much as they like they amped up, marketed, all that. Like we all knew Hush 2 was happening. You and I were big on like when that first issue came out of it, yeah. Then
Mm.
who knows?
I
The
mean,
future, I'm sure, it's gonna be released. It's gonna be finished, and I don't know when.
there's more than enough Batman to read, so I'm not really that upset, man.
Exactly.
I'm upset because it's like I'm gonna have to reread the beginning of the story
Yeah,
because there's no way I'm gonna remember what this thing's about come January,
nope,
not having touched it.
I
And
agree.
it's weird. Because I guess I'll have to read it on. I might have to scour the dregs of comic book lore and read it on a tablet because I'm
Oh
not
my
gonna want to
goodness,
dig it out.
hell will
Yeah, I'm not
freeze over.
digging out those long boxes. I might
They've
pull a
been
lazy
filed
Lauer
away.
here. Well, it's oddly enough, I've got to go dig out the Loeb books for Comic Con next week.
Yeah. Um,
Mhm.
I don't know. Like I'm with you. As you and I I think you and I have a little perspective of reality in life, in that like, okay, it's just comics, and man, I have more than enough, uh, not just Batman, but entertainment in general to keep me occupied. That okay, I just let me know when it's out, and then I'll read it and we'll talk about it. But
Yeah, I'm like,
that if there's some who haven't seen it and are wondering, that's the reason that no, Hush 2 didn't finish, and you just missed it. It's delayed. But Batman number one. It was let out that Pete showed me his toys. It was released that it
don't
sold
say it like that.
over 500 over 500,000 copies of Batman number one. So mission accomplished. What I just said about I understand that it's a jumping on point and it's easy to market and everything, get people on board, get a lot of attention. Batman number one, it's happening.
It didn't get Holzman. Number
It
one
didn't.
Batman didn't get Holzman.
And he even told us on Straight Outta Gotham that he might go get
I
that.
think you
I might go get that.
guys,
He
anyone
did
who
not.
cares, should right now tweet at Holzman, read
Yeah.
Batman number one, and
At
tag the Batman
final
Book Club.
E, at final E 33.
Yeah. So tweet
Holzman.
at Eric at
Yeah.
Final E33 on X that he should read Batman number one, and also tag the Batman Book Club and
Yeah.
myself. This
And
way we
Pete,
can all retweet it and notification, troll him.
here's the thing. Do that, listener. Tweet at him, include me and Pete, and we'll do all the hard work. We'll do the rest. We'll
Yeah.
take it from there. Just get it started, and then we'll
And I'll
complete the journey.
retweet and like every one of them
There you go. Perfect. This is
from
a
every
solid
Twitter
plan.
account I have.
Solid plan. And then somehow Jorge Jimenez will see it and he will jump in and be like, yeah, Holzman, come on.
Yes, Holzman.
Read Batman 1, Holzman, the champion of Long Island. And we'll all be like, holy shit. How did this happen?
Like, this is it. It's
So this
finally
is-
paid off.
Batman number one is a brand new era, right? Kinda. It's a new jumping on point. It's a new day in Gotham.
Mhm.
Batman's got a new suit. He's got a new Batmobile. Jim Gordon is a beat cop again. It's definitely lighter, not as gritty in Gotham. And Batman goes in pursuit of an escaped Killer Croc. Uh, I'll go first because I reviewed this book. I gave it on Batman on Film, my written review. I gave it a B. I thought that it was fun. It was enjoyable. 2 points that I don't like is Pennyworth Manor. I just kind of think that's such a trying to make fetch happen that Zdarsky did at the end of his run. Just cut the shit out, and it's Bruce has a penthouse or it's Wayne Manor. I don't like that. I think it's just dumb. And then Commissioner Savage, it seems as if he's a carryover also. It seems, you know, I don't know, he's going to be Batman against him in the GCPD, and with Gordon back as a police officer, he's going to rise in the ranks and get back up there. So I'll reserve judgment on him um until, quite a few issues in to see if that's where this story is heading. But overall, I thought it was a fun comic book. I didn't know. I did have a couple people ask me specifics about this particular issue, and some of them I did say, like the two things I just mentioned were like those are carryovers, and so I don't think it's as clean of a jumping on point for people. But I think for the most part, you get it. I mean, Batman's chasing Killer Croc, and he gets in the Batmobile, and yeah, confronts him. So, what do you think, Pete?
I excuse me. I love this thing. I thought it was great. I really did. I enjoyed it from cover to cover. I finally think Jimenez is going to get his bat title, his run of really good, really solid. Even as much as I love the time and stuff, a lot of weird things happen there. Just a really good run here. I love all the gadgets. I love the interpretation of Alfred. That's very Alfred's just missed in
Yeah.
Batman books. I thought as much as I don't like I like AI Alfred. As weird as that sounds. So I appreciate that. I thought Jimenez drew some beautiful, beautiful panels, some splash pages. Gotham City looks very modernized, almost kind of more of a metropolis look in the daytime, to be honest with you. But it's kind of my take. Yeah, I really like the story. I think it's fine for jumping onto for new readers. You should know who Vandal Savage is. If you don't, I imagine it's a quick Google. Um, I'm anticipating, as you said, Gordon rising through the ranks while Savage is trying to destroy Batman. I enjoy Batman versus the police stories sometimes. I think those are interesting when someone tries to take down Batman. I kind of like that. It's one of my favorite parts. Like it's like the Foley parts of Rises. Like I love that. Just kind of being proven wrong there. But yeah, no, I'm a big fan. I love the Croc stuff. I thought it was good to see Batman kind of do things a little differently, a little bit more brain over brawn there, and I didn't think it was cheesy. I know some people did not like it, but I'll take that over what's going on in the next book. And then Robin looks fantastic. I mean, this is a top-notch Robin suit. I believe it's Drake. If I had to guess, I'd say that's Drake.
Yeah.
Would you not?
Yep.
So excited for that. Batman and Robin. I think Batman looks absolutely stunning, coming from the pencils of Jorge Jimenez. I'm just gonna call it Jose Jimenez. Jorge Jimenez. Yeah, just excited to see where this goes. I really enjoyed this, man. Yeah, very pleased with it. Very, very pleased with it. Croc is a little bit embellished, but overall, I'll take that over anything else.
So I was slightly worried. And when I say worry, I didn't like lose sleep. I didn't panic, but just I'm reading like, where's this gonna go? That's about the extent of my worry when I say worry. But he seemed extremely cold at the very beginning of the issue, and I almost thought this is maybe too much. And then it almost shifted to being too when he takes off his mask and he's sitting with Croc, almost like, are we gonna get too like mushy Batman? And I thought that it was quite like it almost felt like a almost a 180 in one issue, and it just kind of something that stuck with me a little bit. Now, beyond that, I don't think that there was much of that, and I do think there's a writer on Batman comics that does mushy up Batman some, and it kind of seems a little too cornball. Um, and I know Williamson did it in the Batman and Robin book of, oh, my son, hugs, kisses, sort of crap. And I think that's a little too mushy with Batman. So
I didn't
it
get
felt
that
like
vibe.
no, not to that extent, but in sitting down and talking buddy buddy with Killer Croc was just like a little different. But I know that's, I don't know, Fraction's way of, showing the compassion that this Batman has, the tactic he's going with instead of just brute force.
You know.
So okay.
It reminds
Uh
me of that scene from Justice League Unlimited when Batman's on the swings with that
with
crazy
the girl.
telepathic girl. Yeah, you
Yeah,
know, everyone loves that.
they do. Yeah.
So there you go. I don't know. I actually thought Fraction did it better here because it was Killer Croc. It was more Batman oriented. That's my take
Yeah.
as a Batman first guy. So there
Two
you go.
things, three things. One, when he put on the electric gloves, did you think of Arkham Origins?
Yes.
I instantly did, and I hope that is Fraction's intention because I was just like,
Mhm.
oh, nice. And then
I
two
wonder if that
big
is.
things.
Yeah, well, it's also both between both of them. Like it's crazy to see kind of that game now being influenced. Like that's
Good.
when you made the big time. Because now we're
Deserves more
getting
respect.
the creators are now of the age and the opportunity, to
Yeah.
create content in a different medium, and it's translating over. So we're gonna start seeing a lot of that stuff now, which is kind of
Okay.
exciting.
Gimme. I'll take it. Two things. A new era, Batsuit, Batmobile. What do you think of both?
Uh, Solid Batmobile. Love the Batsuit. Batman and Blue. Blue Batman hasn't looked this good since Aparo and Adams, ladies and gentlemen. I think this looks fantastic. I really do. I think he looks great.
Yeah, I wasn't so sure on the bat symbol itself, but I wasn't like against it either. I think I was a little middle of the road of like, I think Batman, but
It's
also it's
the
like it
it's the
looks a little
word
little
mark.
weird. The
It's
what?
the word mark on the book. That's what makes me get. That's why I don't like the logo because
Mm,
they're just cramming Batman in there, and I
true,
just don't
yeah,
like how it looks. I think it looks fine on the suit.
on the
I don't
suit.
mind when guys kind of interpret the logo in a different way. I'm all for stuff like that. Some are
Yeah,
better than others. I mean, there's no oval here. Obviously, I'd love the oval, but like, it's give and take.
yeah. And then the blue aspect of it, I mean, there's been blue Batman in comics. There's been blue Batman in cartoons. I don't really have a take on that.
On
It's just I
film.
think on
Clooney
film
was
even,
blue.
yeah. Batfleck in The Flash was blue.
Yeah, that's it.
And
Keaton had a
then
blue suit in the Flash as well.
that's true. And then the Batmobile, I thought it looked cool. I mean, it seemed
New
like a
Batman
ramped up
Adventures, right?
sports car. Yeah. I mean, almost Battinson, but except it had bats on the wheels, on the rims.
Oh,
Otherwise,
Kowalski hates it
little
already.
Battinson. Yeah. I thought it was cool. So, overall, I mean, I just even talking about it now with you, I stand by like a B. It was entertaining. We'll see how this, the direction of this. I don't know how
To be
long
honest,
Fraction and Jimenez are locked in on Batman. I guess we'll wait and see, but
what more do you want from a Batman book than this? To be honest, like what more could you ask for?
I wanted to murder people, Peter.
Okay, that's all right. That's wasn't expecting that from you.
Oh, okay. My bad. Wait. I'm under the influence. No, I don't know. I'm just give me Batman and I will judge it. And yeah, they gave me this Batman and I judged it on what the story is. And yeah, I mean, I guess you could say I was pleased in the end because I
There you
didn't
go.
not like it. So, let's see. That's it for that day. So for the second week, let's see, September 10th, second Wednesday. You didn't have to wait too long. Absolute Batman number 12. Peter R. Vera, Unleashed.
Dude, I don't know what the hell's going on here. Like, what is this? Like, I just the whole Batman. I really enjoyed the Fraction Batman Croc. I dislike this really that much. I don't like this take on the Venom storyline. I don't like what they did to Oswald. First of all, like, what the hell is that? And then I think Two Face he did pretty decently. What the hell happened to Riddler? Like, I'm just what like this is like Mad Max. He looks like a Mad Max character. Yeah, I don't like any of this, dude. I don't like Alfred at all with this stupid Gatling gun and the bat axe. Like that's I don't know. Like I really don't know why people enjoy this. And then I'm not the tease at the end, and then with Cell. What's her name? Slee. Cell. What do you call her?
Say
Cell,
SE.
like
It's just
Selena.
SE.
Cell. It's her nickname's Cell. Like I don't know, man. I don't know. I yelled at Javi and Bill through text message. Laura was there for it, and I kind of got it all out there, so I didn't have to get it all out on the show. To be
That's right.
honest.
Hobby and Bill took it so that you
So
didn't have
yeah,
to.
yeah, they really did. So thanks for that one, guys. I don't like anything about this. I think you've said it before. It's just trying to be different for the sake of being different, and I don't know what the hell it's trying to do. Um, I'm not enjoying this at all. This is just absolutely dreadful in my opinion. Like it's crazy that Snyder can write like one of the best almost eras of Batman ever, and then like he can just do stuff like this. I'm like, wow, it's crazy. It's nuts to me. And then, but for some reason, it's really selling and people are loving it, and I don't understand that either.
Yeah.
Because I literally think everything we review in this show is better than this book.
Woo! There was one, and we don't even have to speak its name. Last month, and then we were like, we're not going to talk about this one
Oh, I
again,
didn't. Oh,
and
Batman,
that's it.
Immortal Legend
Ah, you
Batman.
mentioned it. Let me cut that out. Censor it.
Yeah,
Beep.
I didn't read that this time. I didn't read
No,
that. The only
none.
two Batman books I haven't read this month, just so everyone knows I'm not full of shit, is Immortal Legend Batman and Justice League New Frontier Dark Age Kryptonian Saga. Darwin Cook. What was like fake book? What was that? What the hell is that one actually called? The Kryptonian Age sequel. What the hell? Justice League
Oh,
Kryptonian Age.
Batman, Gotham
That's
by
a Gotham by
Gaslight, the
Gaslight.
Justice Era. This is
Oh my
actually a
God.
Justice League story.
Yeah, I hate that
Okay,
thing
yeah,
too.
that one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those are the only two I haven't read.
we stopped with that one. So I've been lighter on this. I've gone back and forth. I say this every single month, but in case this is somebody's first time listening to the show, I've gone back and forth with this book. I say one page, I can be all on that page and be like, okay, this is cool, and then I can turn the page and I can really roll my eyes. Because there are times where I do feel like I just because he slapped, hey, his name's Bruce, and he's gonna seek to fight fight criminals, and then he's gonna put a bat on his chest. Doesn't give you a pass. They're like, well, it's Batman. What would you expect? It's great, and you change all this other shit about it. I don't think so. Like, it doesn't. It just doesn't work for me. I understand that's the point of an Elseworld story. It doesn't say Elseworlds. It does say absolute. It's the absolute universe and blah blah
It's
blah.
the
Okay,
Uchasverse.
okay, that's okay. Well, then present the story to me, and I haven't waned that part yet. And this is issue 12, so a year we've been doing this, Pete. Of reading it, I have not waned from it. Feels like every issue does have. Look how badass we are changing this. Isn't this badass? Oh, this is badass. Like that's just the vibe I get from it, and it's kind of like blah. The sake of changing things just because you're changing them doesn't mean that I want every single thing to be exactly as we have seen before. But it kind of feels so blunt, and that's the approach, which to me doesn't feel genuine, you know? Um, that being said, I think I am actually enjoying this arc. I am enjoying the threat because he's the villain of this arc, right? And I think that he
I
is
think Bane's
very,
the one thing he's kind of gotten right here.
yeah, he's extremely threatening. Extremely threatening. And Bane only works if he's extremely threatening. Now, he's in the Harley Quinn cartoon and he's funny. But all that aside, like Bane really works for me when he's extremely threatening. And he is here. I liked the last issue how it ended teasing of like he just went up to Bruce's friends. Uh-oh, that's not gonna work out well. Hey, we see here it didn't. So like Oz is a pile of mush. Two-Face or Harvey, guess what? Half his face got damaged. Because he's gonna be Two-Face, Peter.
I,
Um,
I actually appreciated that because he didn't do anything insane with it, to be
he
honest with
didn't.
you.
I don't know. The
What he
mushy
did to
penguin
Oswald
is
and to
like,
Riddler, I'm like I don't know what you're doing. Like at this point, you have to be trolling me.
Riddler's annoyed me, uh, much more than Oz did because that one's just like I don't know what this is, and it does look bonkers, but not in a way that like, man, this is so crazy, right? It's almost like that's I feel this is dumb. But
He looks like Michael Rooker at the end of Slither.
nice, yeah. Um, but like, yeah, but then still by issues like, okay, so we got the tease of Catwoman, which we've seen. I don't like that she's got this big frickin' um. Oh my gosh,
Globe,
why do I always blank on his
dome.
Mysterio dome
Oh,
on her head,
yeah,
and
she
then
does. She looks like Mysterio with
poking
ears.
two ears out. And it's like, man, that's Catwoman. Isn't that cool? And it's like, no, she's walking around with a freaking dome on her head. That just looks dumb. And then he's gonna be like,
I will say
say. Oh,
this.
it's like, oh God,
It looks a
okay.
lot better than what Jeff Johns had them come up with at the end of like Batman
Earth One,
Earth One. That was I forget who the artist was in that. I'm sorry, I'm
Gary
drawing
Frank.
blanks. Okay, yeah, Johns and Frank. That's still the worst Catwoman design I've seen in the modern era, in my opinion.
Um, uh, uh,
I'll take the
hmm,
dome.
hmm. I don't know. That's worth a debate.
Okay, I'd
But
love to have one.
but
So
let's
don't
Pete,
anyone
let's
ever say I never
argue.
defended this book.
Pete, let's argue over Catwoman suits. Sounds like a great use of our time. But like that part being said, and then I also don't like necessarily of I do like the creation of Batman villains have been like as a like matching different aspects of the character of Batman. Whereas this is just now, oh, the characters are all stemming from one person's responsible for everything. Eh, if there's like a finite amount of stories or chapters or whatever of absolute Batman you're telling, I can jump more on board with that. But if this is ongoing, as Snyder said that it is, um, it runs out of steam for me. But all that being said, I do enjoy this more than the first arc, and
That's
I'm
fine.
curious to see,
I dislike it as much as the first.
where it goes. So no, I'm not going to say like it's won me over because I still have my criticisms even in this issue, but I definitely have a more um I mean I guess you could even say positive outlook on the book than I had for the first, 6 or 7 months. Enough of that. The brighter pastures.
Yes,
Moving on.
please. Yes.
Batman and
Oh,
Robin number 25.
yes. This is right up my alley, right?
This
Come on.
starts This starts a
Is this
new
not
arc.
me?
This starts a new arc. Hobo with a shotgun, basically. Um, I enjoyed this. I'm glad that we're done with the what was his name? Started with an M. That just seemed like he's been in the book the past, I don't know, 9 months. And I was just telling you, like, I'm kind of really done with this. I want something new. Well, we
Mhm.
got something new. And I thought that it was cool. I thought that it worked for me. Obviously, Philip Kennedy Johnson, still writer on this. Fico Asio is the artist. Art looks cool. Coloring was cool. And yeah, this dude, it seemed, I mean, I say hobo with a shotgun because I mean a hobo with a shotgun.
Mhm.
And I don't know. I'm cool with that. After the kind of going trippy shit that we've had for quite a while, this just seemed grounded. There's going to be a lot more to this guy. I know this, obviously, but this was cool. Batman and Robin, it didn't get uh too mushy. I mean, it's there. You're not just Robin. You're my son, a Wayne of Gotham. And that's not as bad as what stuff was before in this book.
Okay, I was curious what you're going
Um,
to say.
but then they go and they have, a night out at the movies. Your boy Oz pops up again.
Come on, baby. How
This
great did
looks
Ozzy
like,
look?
does this not look like DeVito? Like, oh my gosh.
You know
And
what it doesn't look like? It doesn't look like dog puked on a medical bed. That's what it
there
doesn't
you
look
go.
like.
That's,
Oh my
I
God.
totally
Thank
agree.
you.
And so, yeah, I thought this was kind of refreshing, starting off a new arc on this title. I was pleased with this.
Just completely and utterly agree with everything Lauer said. Not going to get much different from me here. Nice to see Batman acting like Batman, Batman with Robin, grounded take. This guy, I don't know, this guy could be like a crazed Vietnam vet, right? Like
Yeah.
you're just getting those vibes. Um, really excited to see where PKG takes us. Uh, just I'm with you. I was ready for a new arc. We got a new arc. I think we're off to something really good and special here. Let's have some fun with this one. You know me. No one loves Batman and Robin more than I do. So I love that we get these. We got 2 titles a month for Batman and Robin dedicated to the two of them, or what possibly could be 3. Batman
Yeah.
seems to be. Robin appeared full splash at the end there, so maybe he's involved. So that I'm glad that DC's embracing Robins. This was Damian. We have Drake in Batman and Grayson in year 1, which we'll talk about soon. But eating Haas is like ecstatic. I wish he would. He's got to start reading.
He's got a full belly, like
He
of
just needs to
Robin right
skip
now.
ahead to now.
Yeah, you can do it, Haas. I did read Batman #2, and yes, that is a dynamic duo issue. So,
There we go.
there you go. Pete's eating well. Also, big sidekick fan. Big Batman week that Wednesday because there's another one. Pete, Batman Dark Patterns, which you and I mean, we're at issue 10. That means 10 months of you and I just going gaga for Dark Patterns. Um, I'll start this one. New arc, the last arc of this 12 issue series, The Child of Fire. Ooh, Batman and Fire. What do you think of? That's right.
Batgirl.
Of course, Batgirl everywhere. Um, Garfield Lens. And you know
Yeah.
what? That guy shows up in this book. Daniel Waters, Hayden Sherman. The yeah, there's setting fire. Somebody likes to set fire, and I like how I didn't take the opening page as if this whoever this person is has orchestrated the 3 arcs prior to us, but I really dug the opening page and dialogue, interior monologue,
Mm.
and then setting the place ablaze and the creepy uh the couple walking by the window and the creepy baby doll face in the fire and pulls him in and all that stuff. Like, oh man, that's cool. Great layouts yet again by Sherman. Batman's recovering from the previous arc. Great Alfred's there. Real Alfred. Like you can reach out and touch him, Alfred. A living human being, Alfred. Oh, I miss him. And I think it's just really cool, like great detective work. And this is now the 4th arc in this, the 4th and final one. Nothing feels like Waters is repeating himself, like retreading the same story that he said in like arc 1 or anything. It's original. They're all original stories, and Sherman just keeps knocking it out of the park with all these crazy layouts. Gonna be hard in 2 months not to say highest of recommendation. You need to buy Dark Patterns as soon as it comes out because they're 10 for 10 right now.
Yeah, this book's great. It's creepy. The new
Yeah.
villain is unhinged. I love arson stories involving
Hmm.
Batman. I think those are very interesting because I feel like evidence can easily be destroyed, and it makes the case a little bit harder. I don't know. It's like my just naive civilian take. I love the villain just look creepy. Again, with all the panels and the designs and the layouts, like really fascinating. Almost like just trying to keep up with the shapes and design. It's a very unique style. I like how it all came out, especially in the when Bruce is in the Batcave on the in the medical bay, and Alfred just said like there's a lot like circular just twists and turns. Like I was like, oh wow, this is very interesting. Also, just again the grounded Batman stuff. Like it seems like Batman's really kind of they've really rooted it down this month. Especially after the last couple of these stories were just seem a little more fantastical. Especially in Batman and Robin. But it seems like they've really kind of everything's been kind of pushed down to like street level,
Yep.
which is nice. It seems like that fits Batman the most, in my at least for my personal take. Maybe that's what I enjoy. But yeah, I just enjoy this book. Daniel Waters has been just absolutely incredible. Probably the most consistent Batman writer in his tenure. For a 10-month reign, he's pretty much written the best Batman book every month. I think it's
Yep.
pretty hard to argue.
Yep.
Interested to see how they collect this when it's all said and done.
It's
I would like a
supposed to
hardcover.
be one hardcover, and as of now, so if I just go to like Amazon, look it up, I
Mm-hmm.
think it's March.
Yeah, that's definitely something I'm
All in one.
probably gonna
And
purchase.
it says paperback now. It did say hardcover. Either way, all in one, as of now, March 31st, 2026. At this point, totally
This
worth it.
cover is great too, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, excellent stuff. And apparently, so Sherman, I saw a post online of comments made of and said Batman Dark Patterns may be in the process of wrapping up for the time being, but I'm glad to say I'm still drawing plenty of the Dark Knight, both in the pages of Absolute Wonder Woman and a new, very different thing that isn't announced yet. I'd give a hint about the new thing, but I know Batman fans, and if I say this or that, I'm sure you'll already be on to me. So more info soon. And that was 10 days ago from
I'm not gonna
when
read
this episode
Absolute Wonder
drops.
Woman. I'll tell you that right
No, me
now.
neither, but definitely was like, sweet, back to Batman. Yeah, hell yeah. Come back to Gotham. You haven't, key to the city. Have at it. Moving on to the next
Would you
week of the
like a
month.
button?
Unlimited poontang. There we go. Anyway, sorry. Wednesday, September 17th. Oh, Batman and Robin, year one, number 11. I saved this month Dark Patterns and Batman and Robin, year one for my last two reads to catch up on because I wanted that anticipation. Because I know these suckers are coming into to the end, toward the finish line. And I'm just like, man, I'm just gonna wait because I know that they're gonna be good. So you can obviously Mark Wade, Chris Samney on this issue. You can take it away first.
Oh man, this is as perfect as Batman can get, is it not? Just everything that's going on right now between the Clayface and Two-Face dynamic, Clayface and Two-Face dynamic, Grayson kind of being taken out of Wayne Manor by the state in a new foster home, and just Batman just doing his, everyday activities. Man, just an amazing, amazing title. I'm so happy with how this book came out. I think it's absolutely perfect. I just does that end of that book not remind you of Batman Forever? Like, in a sense, that last panel, it's kind of in its own little way.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
I
And I
just,
know which panel in particular.
hmm I was so happy to see that moment. Um, yeah, I just Wade's doing wonderful things. His characterization for Batman's incredible. What he's doing with Dick Grayson's absolutely emotionally dynamic. You feel for the kid. You know where his heart really is. But he's out there doing his best. It's not the playboy persona Bruce puts out there, but he's definitely fake and happy, right? So
Yeah.
you could see Grayson's picked up a thing or two within his first year. And then you throw in all the cool stuff and science and all that jazz that comes in with Batman figuring out what he needs to do to stop Clayface and all this jazz. So, I mean, this is just an absolutely incredible Batman book.
Uh, Copy paste everything that you said. I don't have too much that's great to add other than I love the throwback Batmobile. I love that Bruce
Yeah,
finds
I
a
didn't
way
mind
into the
that.
cave and Alfred's waiting for him. And yeah, there is an old Batmobile, which I think looks great. And yeah, this is, Batman and Bruce, off the grid. And Dick's with, a foster family. And you can see like Batman, I like that him going to check up on him and seeing the performance that Dick's giving the new family, and then behind closed doors, he's feeling something totally different. The the use of the clay faces in the government and how this plan with Two-Face, it's like looking forward to in December. This is supposed to come collected in hardcover and paperback form, and I look forward to getting my hands on that and then just sitting down and reading this whole thing in like two sittings. I know that you could do that now and backtrack, but there's something that gives me something to look forward to of like visiting this in a sitting or two, all collected together, because I think this is I think too early to say of like this is an all-timer, one of the greatest Batman stories ever told, blah blah blah. It is a freaking highlight of Batman comics the past few years, as I think Dark Patterns is as well. This one might be just a little more accessible via tone, and then by having it be a Batman and Robin kind of story, I think more people could jump right into this and enjoy into a wider audience. Whereas Dark Patterns definitely feels a little bit more mature, and a little more
Hmm.
like gritty, so which may reduce the audience a little bit. But yeah, this book's awesome. I can't wait to see how it concludes and what that will mean. I bet Batman and Robin stick together. And yeah, but good stuff. Good stuff. Got nothing else to say. Good stuff. That's it, Pete. We're not done
No
because
more.
I don't know how you'll feel about this one. The Batman Second Night Black Label series for Batman. It's still going. Of course it is. Good old Dan Jurgens on here with Mike Perkins on the art. This is obviously a sequel to, I think was it the end of 2023 or of
Has it been that long?
Batman First Night? No, maybe it was just last year. Let me look that up. It might have been the end of last
Do, do,
year.
do, 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 do,
No,
do,
March
do,
2024.
do,
Okay. See, time. I know nothing. Where's Clock King? The Batman First
do.
Night came out and started towards the beginning of 2024. So here we are with Second Night. I'm really curious because I think you read this. I'm
Mhm.
really curious because you weren't a fan of the first one. So I kind of
No.
I want to know what you got, Pete. What do you think?
I like this. I thought it was pretty good.
All
I liked it way
right.
more than the first one. I think I don't know if it's the inclusion of Scarecrow or what, but I enjoyed this. I'm trying to figure out who this guy, this member of the Foot Clan is. uh, if you read the book, you'll understand that reference. But yeah, no, I actually like this a lot better than the first one entirely. Maybe just because I know what I'm expecting, or maybe just because it's a new story. But this seems more like Batman being Batman to me. I may not prefer this early like 20s, 30s setting,
Hmm.
but this is I'm interested. I still don't like the cowl. I still don't like the purple gloves, but
I can see
I think
that.
this story was a lot better. It really kind of was interesting to me, and I enjoyed reading it. To be honest with you, I went in there, I gave it a fair shot, and I liked it. Which
That's all we
is
can ask. Pete had an open
I
mind.
try to do
He
that with
read it.
with Absolute Batman, and it keeps disappointing me.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me 12 times. I loved this. I was a big fan of the first miniseries. This one, when they announced it, one of the variant covers by Jorge Fornes was had Scarecrow, and that got me
Mhm.
really excited because I'm like, God, like you know this. I love Scarecrow. I love Scarecrow's aesthetic. And this is like, man, 1939 Scarecrow, give me. It didn't disappoint. It was awesome. Thought it like the book. I thought had an edge to it where it was like creepy, especially with the Foot Clan wannabe. Um, yeah, I thought this was great. I loved how it's not just like a sit down, read it, and it's done in 6 minutes. No, it's dense. It's a good 20, 25 minute
Mhm.
read if you take your time with it, which, if, I get my money's worth that way then. I thought it was great. I think this is going to be three parts in which it's a every other month. So the next issue won't be until November, and then hopefully wrap up in January. So this will be just so while we have the absence of two issues of Hush 2, we've got three double-sized big Black Label issues of a story to beginning, middle, and end. So can't complain. I love this. I'm curious to see. Obviously, I always say this. I'm curious to see where it goes, but I think it's a continuation of the first one, as sequels should be. I think you can read it and not be lost, but it's definitely benefits being familiar with First Night because some of those characters that survived pop up here and builds on their story with Batman and such. So, yeah, I'm all in on this. Thought it was great. Let's move on, shall we? Batman, Superman, World's Finest, number 43. I'm going to be quick with this, Pete. I don't know what's going on. I didn't enjoy this. I'm glad it's over. Your turn.
Oh man, I love this thing. I thought it was so much fun. Oh man, between and again another book with Robin in it. Surprise! I love it. Really enjoyed just the mix and match of Bizarro World gaining almost, I guess, consciousness and trying to figure out, but it's a disease. Like, just trying to figure, Bizarro being smart and then figuring out how to cure themselves. It was fascinating stuff. I really enjoyed this from cover to cover. I don't normally like Bat Zorro stuff. I'm kind of like an old school traditionalist when it comes to Bizarro. So like Planet Bizarro is weird, but I just think Wade makes this a lot of fun. I'm not the biggest team up guy, but this World's Finest title has been a real big positive for me. I just kind of, it feels very classic, early World's Finest, those old school issues. I had so much fun reading this. I think there's probably like one arc I didn't like
Hmm.
out of the 43, maybe two. Like overall, I think this is a huge success.
All right. Fair enough. It's made for you. It's not made for me. That's okay because I've got Absolute Batman.
I
I'm just kidding.
okay.
Okay.
All
Let's
right.
continue on now. The last Wednesday of the month. This is all for Pete because I didn't get to this yet, and I
How did you
skipped.
not?
Oh, hold on. When you and I talked about it, or
Uh,
when you and I were talking, and you went on about this book, I hadn't gotten to it yet, and I had a whole like sequence, like kind of sequential reading order, and I tossed that in the trash, and I went straight to Detective Comics 1101 because of what you said about it. So, that being said, I'll let you go first, Pete.
if you read my review of Batman on Film, I really enjoyed this book. It's cool. Again, very similar to Batman almost. Batman, cool gadgets, a lot of detective, there's a little bit more detective work in here, obviously. But I mentioned in my review a couple books of Batman versus biological weaponry, Batman versus a plague type deal, if that's what we're going with. Batman, though, is infected in the story, which creates an interesting dynamic. And Mr. Terrific's in the book, obviously, for more all obvious reasons. But he is also very intelligent. It makes sense. There are a plethora of geniuses in the DC universe that Bruce could have went to for that. I'm not upset that he chose Mr. Terrific at all. It's just, the Marvel just did an entire run, a company-wide event based on Doctor Doom. Like, so like, this is what we do here, people.
Yeah.
I'm all for it. It was cool. It makes sense. I had a lot of fun with this. It's beautifully drawn. If I could just pull up the artist's name here who did it. We're looking for a cover. Oh, Janin.
Mikhail Janin.
Janine, sorry. He did a great job doing double duty. At one point, though, I mentioned this in my review. I thought the suit looked a little orange. I know he's trying to do some
Mhm.
sort of lighting effect.
Yeah.
That's it. I got it. It's fine. I just didn't think it was as smooth as the rest of the work. This book has a very distinctive look. I think in terms of panels, it probably only falls second to what we just read with Batman and Robin Year One. I thought those were slightly more creative, but that doesn't take away from what Yanin is doing. Really amazing stuff between both books. But I had so much fun with this, man. Like again, another Batman book I loved cover to cover. Really can't get enough of this one.
Yeah, I thought it was great. I thought it was a lot of fun. I thought the art was fantastic. I enjoyed it. It was like a, like a horror story on a ship,
Hmm.
with great mood, great atmosphere. Give me those Batman stories all
Good
the
for
time.
October.
I'll always eat them up. I thought that was really cool. You got a unique, different bat boat, bat submarine, I guess, either way, Batman doing Batman things. Pete and I have said it how many times on this show? Just give me Batman doing Batman things. And yeah, he did. And I think it's a cool, good mystery for him to solve. It hooked us in to see like, cool. I look forward to what's, next month. I want to see where this goes. Yeah, just kind of across the board. I think that this is good stuff from Tom Taylor. Hooray. Okay.
Hip hip. Hooray.
Hip hip. Hooray. All right, Pete. Now it's time for just two quick ones for me. Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong. Funny, this is Batman and Friends. Batman is included in this month's issue in two panels, watching a monitor. But
Yeah. All
otherwise, it
right.
was big blockbuster summer action. It was fun. It's what it's why you bought the ticket. Uh, Entertaining. Kind of, I think what I've said throughout all this, I don't bring up too many specifics on it or try to, dissect the story and the characterization. It's like, it's delivering what its title is promising, like in the end. And if you're along for the ride, then you should be entertained. If you're not interested, then you probably shouldn't read it because it's not going to do something so dramatic and like, grab you if you weren't interested. It's like, no, it's a blockbuster in comics. That's all.
Yeah, it is what it is. It is what you'd expect it to be. It's cool. I could see why people would like this. It does get a little far out there. I will say Superman becomes Godzilla size at one point, so that's
Yeah.
very interesting.
Yeah. Huh.
Uh,
Okay. We're
yeah, I
going
was like,
there.
oh, yeah, that's it. All right, we have really jumped the shark here. But they don't take themselves seriously, but they take what they do seriously type deal. So, you could tell they're kind of trying to figure this out and they're trying out there. So I'll say that much. But it's not the worst thing in the world, but it's not the greatest. But it's fun.
Yeah. Exactly. There you go. Fun, which is kind of all I expect in reading it. Just have
Yeah,
fun. And I did. So
when you
mission
get two
accomplished.
verses in one title, you kind of know what you're getting there.
Yeah. And then the only other one for me is Nightwing number 130. Your boy Dan Waters again, Dexter Soy on the art. And yeah, this is like right on the front of A New Day in Bloodhaven. But it's kind of not because it's definitely leaning on stuff that we've read before. And there's Nightwing Prime, and that's like, okay.
Mhm.
The issue overall had some cool moments, had some really good art, but uh I don't know, still has some lingering effects to me of almost some of the stuff that I wasn't as into on up to this point with Waters on this book. Had moments of that with some cool moments of Nightwing patrolling and threatening the one dude, like when he broke the glass and it broke into the symbol of Nightwing. That was cool. Kind of like a warning shot of like, I got my eye on you because you're a bad dude. I'm Nightwing. I'm a hero. But then it, seemed like some of these Jokerish dudes, and then there was Nightwing Prime, and Justice League comes and talks to him to warn him. But I like the interaction of Batman with Nightwing. So definitely not like, oh, this is a bad issue or anything. Just not one that I've read more other Nightwing that I've liked a lot more than this one. But I've read some that I did not like as much as this one. So kind of middle of the road for me overall, leaning more positive.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. I like Nightwing Prime. I like what Nightwing Prime represents. I like what Dick Grayson's doing here with Nightwing Prime. So that really kind of hits with me. The Bruce Nightwing moment was fantastic, as was Nightwing dealing with the Justice League in general. I like the respect they give him. Clearly, like I love how Dick Grayson has status in the DCU. That's something that means a lot to me. Dick Grayson is a very important character for obvious reasons. He's the greatest Robin of all time. Suck it, Hoss.
Yes.
Yeah, just I like this way more than you do. It is a little bit out there. It's but it's still pretty good, and I'm really impressed with how Waters is able to juggle kind of the insanity and the street level of what Nightwing brings to the table. I think he's doing a really good job here. It's probably not my favorite Nightwing story so
Yeah.
far. I know it's kind of like the first part of it, but like I think it's a solid introduction. I'm here for it. I don't think it's bad by any means. I'm, just kind of comparing things I like to other things I like. And yeah, so I'm excited for that. Dude, this cover is fantastic. Like I would buy this as a poster.
Whoa, whoa,
Whoa.
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 I do like the tease of the circus,
Hmm.
coming because I did think that was some of the coolest stuff that Waters has done so far. He, Waters can do some good horror and or at least like really creepy atmosphere, and I think the circus is definitely a highlight of his run so far. And so to get back into that, I'm like, all right, cool. Give me some of
Yeah.
that. All right, what do you got
Big
on your list?
big Barnum and Bailey guy, I guess.
Yeah.
I have let's see. I have Batgirl 11, which is starting to get really convoluted and kind of messy in my opinion. I'm kind of losing a little interest here. I wish the story would pick up the pace a little bit. Not really feeling it anymore. It's just going back to, it seems like the spawn of all the great assassins or ninja or martial artists of the DC universe have now gotten together. I'm just waiting for like Rose to Wilson to pop up at some point. Catwoman 79. I'm really digging what who's doing this. I can't pronounce her name. Oh, geez. Let me find the full name of the covers here.
Say Catwoman 79.
Yeah. Who is? Here we go. It's at the end. Trunan Groenbeck. I just destroyed your name. But I had so much fun with this. I love digging into Catwoman's past and what she's doing and her future and it just everything in Italy and the Falcones. And I was just like, man, this is just mixing eras of Catwoman so wonderfully. I have so much fun with this. This is like it feels very vintage to me. I had a lot of fun. Just Catwoman doing hiding in the shadows, stealing stuff, just driving people nuts. It's a lot of fun for me. Poison Ivy 36, G. Willow Wilson, absolutely fantastic. Janet from HR, she's in a little trouble. Ivy is basically now the leader of a cult, kind of reluctantly, kind of wanting to do it. Uh, it's really fascinating. I think this is great. This is a little book that never died. Was only supposed to be like 7 issues and now down
Yeah.
to like 36.
How about that?
It's really incredible. People are reading it. It's really good. Willow is also writing Black Cat over at Marvel, I believe. I hope I got that right. That was fantastic as well. So she's doing, doing big things over there. So check out those books. I know I just put the Marvel book on a Batman show, but Batman can suck it.
That's all right. It's good. We can cross pollinate.
There you go.
I got one last question for you, Pete.
Yes, you've got a question?
Yeah.
This has to be a Batman comic. It can't be a Marvel comic. What was your favorite issue of the month?
Geez. Favorite issue of the month. Uh, man, I'm looking at them. I guess Batman and Robin year one.
Woo!
Yeah.
Woo! Not really a hot take. That's had a good
I
run.
could have went so many
11
different
months.
ways,
Which
you
one?
know,
So many
I coulda
different
went
ways.
Oh yeah, I mean Batman's really good. Detective was great. I'm a big fan of World's Finest. I thought that book was fantastic. I know you don't like it, but I really had so much fun reading that one.
This arc, I'll say that too in case others haven't heard me. That book's been I'm in, and then not for me, I'm in, not for me ever since, issue number 1. So this arc's just
I'm
not
in,
for me.
I'm out. I'm
Yeah.
in, I'm out.
I'm out.
I'm out.
I'm in. I'm out.
I'm in,
I'm out. For me, probably not surprising. Yes, Batman Robin year 1 can be up there. Dark Madness can be up there.
Yeah.
Batman Second Night number 1 was my pick.
Really?
That's my favorite. Yeah.
I
Yep.
didn't say
Loved
absolute
it. I'm a Scarecrow.
Did you buy the
Bro,
latest
I don't know.
McFarlane Scarecrow?
No, because I got a little disappointed by the price when I looked it up. I didn't pre-order it, so it might
Oh,
just
how
be
much
one
was it?
27.
That's a normal price.
Mm,
With
it's-
tariffs,
yeah.
yeah.
We can get 20, 22. I don't know. And then because then you got
Yeah.
the McFarlane shipping on top of it. I know you could order it through other methods. I just got
McFarlane shipping sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
It's
too
just
expensive.
too expensive. I don't
It's
know.
like, yes, they really pack their stuff well, but maybe do it too well to where it's like, so how much of this extra stuff did I pay for? Because I don't need all that. I think enough, like a little bit is enough to suffice. So, but I didn't. But I'm hoping to get my hands on it because I do want that one because that to me is like pure Scarecrow, and I love that. I love that look.
Yeah,
But
that's a big reason why I enjoyed that story.
yeah, cool. All right, Pete, that's another month all wrapped up. What will October bring us? Not
Oopsies.
Hush 2. Yes, Uxas. Because there is a DC KO or whatever
Mm-hmm.
miniseries, and so
Oopsies is
Uxas is
coming,
overseeing
baby.
that. Yeah.
You
He's
know,
the-
and I believe that there's going to be at some point the crossover with the Absolute stuff. So that's going to involve Uxas as well. So we're getting a lot of Uxas.
yeah. One thing I didn't mention, Deadpool versus Batman released this month. I think it was a Marvel book
It was. You
more
read
than
that?
a DC book. So, yeah, I actually didn't get my hands on it. Didn't read it. I
Didn't want to
don't
read it.
know.
That's it. So I didn't read 3 books this month.
I don't know
I have no
the
interest.
overall reception of that comic.
I have no interest in seeing
no
Batman and Deadpool together.
Yeah, I don't know either. I know Capullo is, I forget who wrote it, but Capullo did the art. So I'd like to see that because he does some good action. I think he'd
It's
do
got to be
good
better than
illustrating
Absolute
them,
Batman. It's got to be better than Absolute Batman.
well, it's shorter, so it'd be less time commitment for you to read than 12 issues of Absolute Batman.
I think Lauer,
Yeah.
I'm out.
All right. Pete's out. All right, I'm out too. So Pete, go ahead, plug away quick.
Pete Illustrated, Straight Outta Gotham, Spider-Man Coalition, Babylon Film, Batman Book Club, Uxas Are Us.
That's the most important one. Uxosaurus.
Yes, Uxas Are Us.
It exists. Look it up. And make sure you tweet at Final E33 to buy Batman #1. And Pete and I will join in and help you. Tag us, and then we'll join in on the good battle. Support or find the Batman Book Club on social medias at the Batman BC. Support the show with tpublic.com, type in TBBC, patreon.com/the Batman BC. And if you want to support the show and you don't want to spend any money at all, that's 100% A-OK. The easiest, quickest, most impactful thing you can do to help this show right here is rate and review it. So however you listen to the show, Amazon, Spotify, Podbean has entered the equation. Amazon, iHeartRadio. Just go to the rate and review page, rate and review the show, because the more reviews the show gets, the more it helps spread the word. And as you, me, and Pete all know, that word is panic. So, for Peter R. Verra and his Sonic the Hedgehog Batman Uxas figures he has in his hands right now.
They came!
Booyah. I am Ryan Lauer, and until next time, remember that.